Hey Hollywood, why do motorcycle clubs keep killing themselves? Yes, I'm taking a question from a subscriber. If you want to ask me a question, make sure you put it down in the comment section, if you will. Let's get into it. I don't think it's as easy as you think to answer.
Rev it up, feel the roar, hit the road, let's explore. Insane Throttle bringing news by James Hollywood Mason Carey. Engine scream, we ride free. Truth and grit for you and me. From the streets to your screen. Biker news, the real scene.
Okay, I'm going to take your questions here. Let me pull this up. Hold on a sec. I got to put the bifocals on here. This from Christf1. Hey, Hollywood, why won't clubs stop fighting and just band together and stop helping the government profile motorcycle clubs? They're walking right into what they want them to do. Again, Chris F1 asked that, and a lot of people ask that all the time. It's kind of something that I numb to, but I have to say to myself, you know, just because you've been around this forever doesn't mean that somebody else has. And you know, a lot of these people come to my channel, other channels, to try to get educated about this stuff. Man, if you look 8 years ago when I started, it was only me and Black Dragon and another 2 or 3 people. Now everybody and their mother's doing it. You even got people that are trying to do this and answer questions that don't have a motorcycle or never was in a club. So hey, that's the state of the internet. Now, going to your question there, Chris, why do motorcycle clubs keep killing each other or fighting or shooting? There's one thing I always like bringing up. Just because you see it on Biker News doesn't mean it's happening on a daily basis or a weekend basis. You got to remember, especially, and I'm going to talk from Insane Throttle's point of view or how we cover it. You got to remember, we cover international biker news. That includes places like the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So, yeah, you're going to be seeing... See, that's why I only like doing the biker news videos maybe 3 times a week now, when I used to do it Monday through Friday, because people are getting out of that this is an everyday occurrence when it comes to MCs, and that's the farthest thing from the truth. Now, the bigger stuff, yeah, you'll see make the biker news stuff. You know, we just covered the deal with the Mongols and Warlocks down in Florida. 28 of the Mongols got busted. I actually gave you my thoughts on that, what is happening, tried to go into the charges a little bit more of what they did, because what they went after them for is like, man, that's the first time I ever heard it. Usually it's a RICO thing, but it isn't like you think it is. On the other hand, we also can't deny the fact that them kind of incidences, when you see an MC go out there and they get into it with each other, or they started shooting each other, we can't deny the fact that that happens. Now, that is something, if you really look at it, and I brought this up on the biker angle and stuff, it wasn't really until the 60s until, I guess you could say, the criminal element came into the MC scene. And it's just gotten different and worse, I guess you can say, throughout the years. You know, the incidences of violence usually start over a woman. If you look at some of the bang out blowouts that these bigger clubs have, it started over a damn woman. There, for one, I don't understand why it continues. And a lot of people that actually join these clubs they don't even know what they're fighting for anymore. So hopefully the younger generation can pull it out of that, but there is a problem with that. A lot of clubs now, they recruit gangbangers. And what this does is put in a new type of outlook, philosophy, way things should be, I guess you could say, into an MC. It went from being about writing and brotherhood to let's get all the numbers we can. I often laugh because years ago, everybody would bang on Iron Order hardcore. They still do. But you can see the selectiveness there by a lot of people. You have major MCs right now, and I'm talking big MCs, 1%er clubs, that are doing the same thing that Iron Order did, which was take orders over the internet. Or, here, you pay me such money and I'll give you a patch. I know one club that's doing it, a big one. And I know others that recruit off the internet off of TikTok. And it's sad to see that, but, they're more worried about numbers now and grown as big as the world, which I never understood. That's why I always tell people, stick with the writing clubs, okay? They're more traditional to what everything was all about and started before the 60s, if that's what you're looking for. But when it comes down to it, when you introduce a gang element or you have leaders that say, hey, no, get out of here, we don't want that stuff here, you're going to have these kind of issues that you're seeing in the news that we cover, at least. You're going to see that because that's what gangbanging's all about. And I do know that a lot of people get upset that, oh man, there's like 28 on 8 or 30 on 1. Well, what I can say about that is when you put on the patch, that's what you signed up for. That's what you signed up for, and if that's the way you want to live your life, that's the way you're going to live your life. Now, does it help that clubs are doing this stuff? No, because the FBI, DEA, ATF, locals, or that sheriff down in Volusia, they now got the ammo that they need to go after you. That happened real bad after the Waco Twin Peaks deal between the Kazakhs and the Banditos, and ever since then, Texas has been a hard-on for clubbers, man. They'll go to the extremes to profile them. And then you got to say, well, did they bring it on themselves? Well, it's, again, there's two sides, and whatever side you fall on, you're the one that's going to have to answer that. All I'm trying to do is give you, Chris, just a basic answer to your question. Does it give the cops what they want? Well, you're damn right it does. And that's when you start seeing these RICO predicates come out that turns into these big RICO cases. And next thing you know, clubs have to worry about look at what happened down in Kentucky with the Grim Reapers. They lost their clubhouse because of the drugs and all that kind of stuff. And now you have an administration that is just not going to screw with you. Hell, with that bus down in Florida, one of the members were illegal, and they said, yep, we're sending him to Alligator Alcatraz. They're just not going to play with you anymore. The games are over with this new director of the FBI, Kash Patel. You got Dan Bongino in there. You got Pam Bondi. They just ain't going to play that game. And hopefully these major clubs start understanding that. Every time you do something is going to be met with extreme measures. Who would have thought that somebody that was in a club, they want to send to Alligator Alcatraz? Just think about that. The illegal alien stuff, that's on them. That's their club. I don't really care what they do with their own clubs. But when it comes to giving the cops what they want, yeah, they are. Hell, just look at the internet right now and you see guys with colors on all the time on social media. Well, they're validated right away. That was the stupidest thing I've ever seen, was getting yourself validated. And now you're just going to get trouble brought to your door, because it used to be that these cops had to actually go out, write down your license plates, try to find out who you were. It's no longer like that. Now they just go on TikTok or Facebook and catch ya. So, would it be nice to see everybody get along? Yeah, but it's never going to happen. It hasn't happened in decades. And with the new element that's coming into the MC scene, it's not going to happen. So, instead of worrying about what they're doing, I would suggest going and hooking up with an RC or a social club, supporting organizations like that, because that's what you're looking for, is everybody getting along. So those are the people, man. You go out and you hang with them type of people if that's what you're looking for. But anyway, Chris, hopefully I answered your question. Don't forget to go over to Insanity Music. A lot of biker music over there, man. Everybody's loving the playlist I got set up over there. And don't forget to get the book, man, Power and Betrayal, over on Amazon. You all take care. And if you got questions, man, put them in the comments section, and I might do a video for you. Rock on.
Have your Harley grin ear to ear. Now that rumble's all I hear. Chrome and whiskey running through my veins. Harley screaming freedom, breaking all my chains. Rolling home where the wind runs free. My bike's waiting there, calling to me. Harley Davidson till the bitter end. The highway hums beneath my boots. A fleeting dream or a mark.
Welcome to 1990 Chicago, where trust is a trap and betrayal runs deep. The Betrayal Chronicles real-life book series by James Hollywood Machikari drags you into the middle of the biker underworld like never before. In Power and Betrayal, a kingpin rises and falls in a storm of drugs and deceit. Then Brotherhood and Betrayal throws you into a fight for loyalty where every choice bleeds. Get the Betrayal Chronicles series now with grit, guilt, and redemption on every page. Available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold. Also available is autographed copies by James Hollywood Machikari on www.insanethrottlebikersnews.com.